Cold shit. I ain't come with goons, but I'm well connected. Walk in the room and pop, 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 like you got rejected. Let me see if you qualify or not. Spinning up in a tinted truck, riding around your block. Busy man. I get a word, yeah, this shit from top to bottom like a motherfucking not the rental van. I'm the Elliot. Rubbers out in Cali and they killers out of every set. But I ain't tripping on the blood. One West, all my niggas got it out the mud. Put your face on the t-shirt, memory of niggas acting tough in them songs, that's the drugs. I don't need no cases, all my pistols clean. So now I weigh my options. Used to use the triple beam. Used to get the wop, mix it with the nicotine. Now I travel state to state and put on for my team.
The fuck wrong with them? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get them. I see niggas and they feelings, I don't feel them. Kick the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with it. Me at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody. Cut the grass for the snake, fuck the gossip. Front line with them soldiers, that's my posture. Gun drawn, trying to curse the imposter. Shit get out the pocket, go to war with everybody, yeah. Shit that hate, make it to the featherweights. Niggas claim they hard, but they sweeter than a dedication. Hold on, think it's time to introduce. I'm a man and a beast and a step and a rope. Hold on, and a G and a soldier and a mover. Hold on, and a killer and a prophet and a shooter, niggas. Trying to stay humble, my shit crazy. Cult leader, need the blue stripe, no brick break. Can't be serious, you a funny boy, young fly. Look wrong, must be a dummy, I ain't gunshot. Fuck that little bitch, she a hook. Nigga swear he the go, bring him to the bush. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. Niggas in their feelings, I don't feel them. Kid the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. Gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. One of them, what's the I'm from to get hot, you catch a cold case. I'm one but these brothers trying to set my soul straight. They done turned me to a prophet from a demon, and I'm locked in this shit and I ain't leaving. Never ski mask transform to war mode like I'm Voltron. Stamp on my head and my chest from the most high. Put something tight around your neck like a bow tie. Got my niggas waiting charged up like they phone died. Red letter, drip clean, it looks so fly. Claim he riding, that's why I left his ass roadside. He gon' die. Skyscraper to a nosedive. 9mm plus P, fuck a 4.5. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. I see niggas and they feelings, I don't feel them. Kick the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with it. Me at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my people. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. That's
right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place that can Activity, save facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles are making it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Hit you in this body, you feel like fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in his dress. She a bombshell. Revenge is served cold. I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock out the box, I swear got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a payback is a
Fuck what them bitches gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a fuck what them niggas gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we go on fishing. I'm really no man, that's the God-given mission. I'm really on 10, I'm strapped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad at this mission. He work academic graduate, nigga. Training, put through the baddest conditions. I'm fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing proven like Batman, niggas. She know I'm a prophet, she gotta be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit till I go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' the different breed of black men. We don't do the back bend. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like, don't forget about my face. We sticking up straight, can't hold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Don't use some rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we sold you. You can take that to the bank, we focus on. How many times must we remind you? One body, one way, some rank. I will never take up as a base. When the law with your ain't no up next, it's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat, bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh, Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck the shit, we want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies with switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the commanding general, your honor, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die. So that's why we unaffiliated with them. That's why we unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't but the same. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in it with me. In the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian. We ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be precious hell, take a picture. And we professional with the scriptures. Play, we gon' script. Yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. Swear business, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't get it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I send with the Glock with the slide on. Real, I get the order, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die. Kill. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got nines, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with what me and my nigga like, bitch, or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with what me and my nigga like. My nigga like them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the commanding general, your honor, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always feel like, why y'all with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated with them. Understand me? Like, niggas be out here on some weirdo shit. And to be honest, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Hey, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah.
Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK under Commander Jeremy Hunter. Started out 1969, 125th Street in Harlem, New York. This is the ISUPK Nashville Wednesday night law class, and I am priest and officer Zabak Yasharala. Here in the ISUPK under Commander Jeremy Hunter, we are not affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite group out there that is on the face of this earth. We're not affiliated with Christianity. We're not affiliated with Judaism. We're not affiliated with Egyptology. We're not affiliated with Scientology. We're not affiliated with Islam, Buddhists, Seventh-day Adventists. Listen, anything outside of the ISUPK under Commander Jeremy Hunter, it's nothing. It's watered down. It has no value. It is nothing. Here in the ISUPK and the Commander Jeremy Hunter since 1969, we've been teaching the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians that you are the true biblical Jews according to the Bible, that you are the real Jews, that you are God's chosen people according to his words, according to the Bible. And my topic for tonight, I'll be talking about gather yourselves together. Gather yourselves together is something that is being done at the forefront. I mean, Commander Jeremy Hunter been doing that since he first came in the ISUPK. He has been going about, I'm talking like all four corners of this earth, has been gathering the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians because nobody else is concerned with God's chosen people. Anybody that's really outside of the ISUPK, they more concerned about their wealth. They're more concerned about their fame. They're more concerned about how they look in the eyes of people that are really watching them. They are not really doing what the Most High say do. They're not really going back in the highways and byways and doing like Moses did. Aaron, Joshua. They're not doing nothing like none of these prophets that was of old. They are more like Christianity is a joke. Our people have looked, and when I say our people, I'm talking about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We have looked everywhere for people that can save us, for people that can get us out of the rhetoric, the oppression, the unaliving. We have tried everything under the sun. We have tried everything under the sun. And everything that we have tried, we have failed. It has failed us. The only thing that can really save our peoples is the ISUPK under Commander Jimmy Hunter. For him, the ISUPK and Commander Jimmy Hunter, we do keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We carry out the ordinance. We carry out the doctrine of the Bible. We don't sidestep with nothing. Coming into this truth, every man and woman has put away the wiles of the world. Commander Jimmy Hunter has taught us how to serve the Most High, how to be a brother to his brother, how to be a sister to your sister. And brotherhood is so important. Brotherhood is so important here in the ISUPK and Commander Jimmy Hunter. Without that, it would be like building a house on uneven ground. But it's a must that we gather ourselves together. If you have any type of love for your brother and sister, and you know that you're doing the things that the Most High have asked of you, if you keeping His law, statutes, and commandments, you're gonna go back and get your people, because the Most High has said it, and it's damn near like all throughout the Bible. You want what's best for your family, for your friends, because you seen where the Most High have brought you from. You seen where the Most High have brought you from. But you have family members, you have friends that coming into this truth, they be looking at you. They be watching you, whether you know it or not. And if given a chance, like if you slip up, they be out there waiting to tell you that I thought what you was doing was right. I thought that, that was the truth. But keeping these law, statutes, and commandments, it's not hard. Most I said, I'll make, I'm kind of paraphrasing when I say this. He said, my laws are not grievous, meaning that it's not hard. Some people just don't want to give up eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. Some people don't want to give up smoking weed. Some people don't want to give up sleeping around. A lot of people say they love God until it's time to serve God. And then it's hard for you to go when you can't serve the Most High, yeah, it's hard for you to go back and reach your loved one. It's hard for you to go back and get a brother or sister. It's hard because you're too busy caught up in the wilds of this world. You're too busy caught up with saying, I'm doing me. It's my time. You're too caught up on things like that. So by you being caught up with doing the things that you want to do, fulfilling the lust of your flesh, you're not worried about helping out a friend, helping out your brother, helping out your sister. That's the last thing on your mind. That's the last thing on your mind. You're so caught up in doing worldly things that you just don't want to stop. You don't want to stop, but sometimes living like that, the Most High stop you. And unwillingly knowing it would take a person of just like a grain of understanding that would say to themselves, man, let me stop what I'm doing. Let me stop before the Most High stops me. Because when the Most High stops you, like you don't know the measure of wrath that He will put on you. You don't know what is up and coming. So you have to take it upon yourself and just come to the realization that I got to stop doing what I'm doing. Even though it might feel good at the moment, even though it might look good at the moment, even though it might sound good at the moment, but at some point in time, you can't keep thinking that you can keep doing what you do and keep living the way you live it. Like the Most High is the most righteous judge that there is. And He will hold you accountable. But like I say, when you caught up in doing what you want to do, that's the last thing you want to do is go help somebody. That's the last thing you want to do is go back and reach somebody. Because we are so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, we get a little bit of money. The first thing we do is leave out the hood. We get from where we was once living. Talking about we want better. And there's nothing wrong with living a certain way. But if you got any type of love, if you have any, like, just a little bit of compassion, you will say to yourself, man, I wonder what so-and-so is doing. Let me go check on them. Let me see how they doing. Let me check on their conditions. Well, we are so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, when we make it, we don't think about nobody else. Once we get out of where we was living, the only thing we think about is how we can get more, how we can advance, add on to what we got or what is coming in. As far as having any type of compassion, any type of even the slightest bit of mercy to go and check on somebody. And and we in a day and time now that God's chosen people, before we help our loved ones or before we help friends, we'll talk about it before we help them. Not knowing that we was once in the same community. We lived on the same block. We lived around the corner. We lived in the same community, same neighborhood. It just so happened that, we worked and got ourselves out of the neighborhood. But if you haven't been taught what to do, then you're not going to know what to do. That's why I thank the Most High for the ISUPK and instilling everything that He has done and Commander General Yohana to keep this truth going. Because here in this truth, we go and we gather our peoples. We go, we put in so much work. Like, we've been working since 1969. We have been working since 1969. And this one body, this one West is rapidly growing. But the work is not yet done. You know, we're going to keep going to that sky crack. We're going to keep going and gathering our peoples. We can't stop. You know, we have to do what the Most High say do. We have to go in and gather ourselves, man. We can't forget. I mean, a lot of people won't forget where they come from, but I don't know. To me, I don't feel like that's healthy because how can you forget a childhood friend? How can you forget all the memories that you and a loved one had? Times y'all done got dirty, y'all done played, y'all done this, y'all done got in trouble together, coming in late. I mean, just the experience of growing up together, looking out for one another. But now one of y'all just so happened to get a nice job. I'm talking about a lucrative job. And sometimes the only time that you really come around is it's like doing these man-made holidays. Like you're really not coming back reaching. You're really not coming back and having a general well-being of loved ones or a best friend. Like, you know, and I have heard a lot of people say this, man, if I did it, they could do it. But the Most High might have put that spirit on you to where you did make it and to go back, not just go and check on them, go back and help them. Go back and help them. Not just to go and check on them and then next thing you know they still messed up and now you going talking about it. You making all kind of crazy excuses. Yeah, I knew they was gonna do this. I knew I was right. Instead of you going back helping, sitting down, asking them what's wrong. You know, you haven't seen them in a little minute. You haven't seen them in a while, so you really don't know uh, what was really up with them. You really don't. But in these scriptures, the Most High has sent many of prophets. The Most High has sent many, many of prophets to go and gather us, to bring us out of captivity, to make sure that we serve Him according to the ways of the Bible, according to what's in the Bible. The Most High, like how they like to say in Christian church, the most I respect their persons. The Most High only had respect for Israel. The Most High only chose Israel. But Israel, we are a stiff-necked people. We are stubborn people. We are people that we want to do what feels right to us. Instead of serving the Most High, we just went astray with things. We have went astray, and even though we were scattered to all four corners of the earth for our disobedience, still yet and all in all, the Most High has put His spirits on certain prophets to go and gather a nation to go and gather Israelites. And as long as I've been on this earth and came into knowledge of understanding, the ISUPK as Commander Junior Hunter is the only place I know that go and have clothing program, prison program. We teach our peoples. I'm talking about so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native American. You know, our main concern is doing what the Most High say. Go back and gather our peoples. Make sure our peoples is all right. Our Black leaders have them failed us tremendously. Our Black pastors have them failed us tremendously. I mean, they have failed us tremendously. They have them failed us so bad till, hey, we think that celebrating these man-made holidays is something. We think that joining hands with other nations is something. We think that doing the things that is of this world is something. Our Black leaders have been led us astray so bad till it's like we, God's chosen people, we are running around in the dark with blindfolds on. Our Black pastors have not taught us how to really, truly serve the Most High. They have not taught us how to go and be a brother to a brother, a sister to a sister, a father to his child, a mother to the child. In Christianity, they tell you to come as you are. While you coming as you are, you're going to leave as you are. While you in there, you're going to stay as you are. We have not, God's chosen people have not been taught properly. The only way you're going to learn how to serve the Most High is here in the ISUPK and the Commander Junior Hunter. That's the only way. No other place, nowhere else will you learn. Nowhere else. Like, we are the only organization that is going and gathering our peoples. Going and gathering God's chosen people, so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody else is doing this. But I'm going to touch on some scriptures. Touch on some things that the Most High has said about gathering. When you look at Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1, it said, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation I desire. Everybody has came, as far as I can remember, like Martin Luther King. Well, Martin Luther King was really a nightmare. Martin Luther King was really promoting a Black man trying to be with a white woman. Because during this time, Martin Luther King was messing with a white woman. So Martin Luther King was a preacher in a predominantly Black church. But Martin Luther King did not know nothing about Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Because had he known that, he didn't know nothing about Tobit, where it talks about, kind of paraphrasing, where it talks about marry a wife out of the tribe of your fathers, Martin Luther King had a hidden agenda. And his hidden agenda was he had an fascination with white women. Martin Luther King was not trying to gather the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He was not. He was more so, getting this little freak on, taking the church money and using that to buy some bop. He was not teaching nothing about brotherhood. He was not teaching nothing about sisterhood. He was not teaching nothing about how Israelites was a nation that was not desired. Even still to this day, the 12 tribes of Israel is a nation that is not desired. The only organization that is helping God's chosen people is the ISUPK and the Commanding General Hunter. Nobody else is. Reverend Jesse Jackson couldn't. The Black Panther Party couldn't. Farrakhan, he don't. Reverend Al Sharpton. I mean, the few names that I just named, they don't live according to the Bible. They don't live according to the Bible. Farrakhan, he a cold hustle. Back in the 90s, 95, Farrakhan had a Million Man March. A Million Man March. And Farrakhan, it was over 800,000 brothers showed up. Over 800,000. He charged $1. Brothers so happy to get there, this, that, and third, march right past the White House. Wasn't a bill passed, it wasn't nothing. But these brothers that came there, they forgot to, think on this. This right here, dollar. Where's this dollar going to? That dollar went right to Farrakhan. You think Farrakhan put this money back in the community? You think Farrakhan fed some kids? You think Farrakhan bought some kids some clothes? You think Farrakhan paid some bills? You think Farrakhan went knocking on doors, asking so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what are they in need of? Over 800,000, $1? That man had over 500,000 in singles. Listen. Yeah. And that's a cold hustle. I remember my cousin was going to it. I told him, I said, look, man. I said, y'all going walking. But that's that Martin Luther King syndrome. That's that Martin Luther King spirit doing all that walking. And ain't nothing happened. Farrakhan ain't give out no t-shirts. He ain't give out no bottles of water. He ain't even give out a sandwich. He gave out nothing. The only thing he gave out was his hand to collect all them singles. You got over $500,000 in singles? Yo, that's cold. That's a cold hustle. That's a cold hustle. But it goes to show you how all these little false religions, how they have failed us. Nothing ever happened after that day. Nothing happened during that day. The only thing, it was just a whole bunch of men marching, a whole bunch of men stepping. You didn't hear nothing that was productive out of that money. You didn't hear nobody say, Look at what Islam has done for us. Islam had pages. It was nothing. It was nothing. And it's crazy how we look at other things, we look at other people, but you kind of bypass the ISUPK and the Commander General Hunt. You will bypass that. You look at us like we crazy. You look at us like, yo, what are they talking about? Just because you some brothers with some cargo pants on, hair braided back. See a war crowd, you see him with spikes on, you see him with some boots. You're looking at some hard, austere men. Even God was a man of war. But if we were standing out there with some suits on and no hair on our face, just looking real sensitive in the face, you know, that'd probably be a little bit more pleasant to the eye. But one thing people don't know, man, we got the spirit of the Most High on us, that warlike spirit. Plus, we doing what Zephaniah 2:1 say. O nation not desired. All 17 nations does not desire us. So-called white man is trying to do away with Black people. Look at how ICE is doing our Issachar Wright brothers and sisters. There was a sister just the other day in Minnesota was pregnant. They had their knee in her back. They was tasing her. They was tasing her. They didn't even care nothing about the baby, let alone, I mean, they didn't care nothing about the mother. So I don't see why anybody would feel any different about the baby. Or by them putting a taser on that lady, they could have shot their baby too. They could have. But these people don't have no type of remorse. That's what we say, that the white man, so-called white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He trying to do away with God's chosen people. You're not going to do away with God's chosen people that what God has in store for these people. You can't. You're not going to do away and what the Most High has in store, all these promises. When you look at Romans 9:4, when you look at Revelation chapter 22, I think 21 and 13, it's a lot. Kingdom of heaven is for Israelites. So you mean to tell me you're going to do away with God's chosen people when it's a future prophecy that they are to go into the kingdom of heaven, that the 12 gates that lead into the kingdom of heaven is for Israelites, for these 12 tribes? That's why Commander General Hunter does everything that the Most High said do. The Most High said, yo, go and gather yourselves together, O nation I desire. He has love for his people. Commander General Hunter has the same spirit that the Most High has. The Most High love Israelites. So does Commander General Hunter. That's why he is the hardest working man in Israel. He goes the distance. You know? Because if it was left up to the other nations, if it was left up to the so-called white man, he'll try to do away with us. But he can't. He can't. Give this other precept. When you look at Psalms 147, Psalms 147 and verse 2, it said, the Lord doeth build up Jerusalem. He gathered together the outcasts of Israel. He is not talking about no other nation. He is not talking about no other nation. Even though we scattered in four corners, Commander General Hunter has schools all over, four corners. Like it's no way that you cannot get in a zone and not be in the school. Well, it's not on the screen. Shalom, sister, for checking in. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat or comment. And it's a must-have. It's a must-have. That's why the priests and prophets of the ISUBK, that's why we do what we do. We are out gathering. We are out fishing. We are going the distance because nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is doing it. Everybody has a different agenda, trying to see what they can gain. You don't want to do it and try to gain honor and favor of the Most High. By you doing the thing that is of the Most High will forgive and have some type of sympathy for the things that you used to do before you started serving Him. That's why it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to serve the Most High, to do these things. Do. Like I thought I used to have fun when I was out in the world, but now I really be having fun and talk what I be having fun for. And it's true. And it's not hard, You just gotta be obedient. Just gotta be obedient. You will grow. You will grow. It's not nothing, too hard or nothing like that. Being in this truth. It's a beautiful thing. So, you just gotta do what the Most High say do. That's all. That's all. Just keep His law, statutes, and commandments. There's nothing hard about that. So I'm gonna go in the Apocrypha. Let me see. Second Maccabees. Oh, man. All right. Second Maccabees, chapter 1, and verse 27. And it reads, gather those together that are scattered from us. Deliver them that serve among the heathen. And even though we serving amongst the heathen, man, we still in captivity. We still are in slavery. And a lot of people don't believe that we are in slavery. You have to look at the penitentiary system. Plus, slavery is just as simple as this right here. Like if you work for somebody, you're a slave. It's real simple. But they really go hard with the prison systems. All right. They say, look upon them that are despised and abhorred. Abhorred means like hate. And we know that the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are despised and hated. Look at all the 12 tribes. All the 12 tribes going through something. If a lot of people don't realize that the Mexicans are niggas, they are. They're going through the same thing that we're going through. Same oppression, same affliction. And let the heathen know that thou art our God. That's right. And we do. We let these heathens know. Every camp, every class, every chance we get. That's why you look at Joel 2:27, it said that, oh man, it said that, I'm paraphrasing when I say this, it said the Lord God is in the midst of, he's in the midst of Israel, and he's the Lord your God and none else. It don't get no better than that. It does not get no better than that. That's why I don't understand how Christianity can sit and say that being grafted in, Gentiles being grafted, like, no, you're not. I'm gonna read verse 28. Verse 28 say, punish them that oppress us and with pride do us wrong. That right there describing the so-called white man and his whole nation. But you know, instead of us, and I'm gonna say this here, this is for people that are not in the ISUBK. We have looked towards a whole nother nation. We have looked towards other people. We have looked in other places to bring us together, to do this, to do that. We have looked for other schemes. We have looked for other options. And since 1969, the truth was right in our face. The truth was right in our face since 1969. The Most High established the ISUBK ever since 1969. I'm gonna go to Psalms. Psalms 121. Psalms 121 and verse 1. It said, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. We didn't lift up our eyes until like society here, like Capitol Hill. When we thought that we was going in these little booths voting, we thought that right there would help us. We thought that we could come together off of that. When these politicians have done, they lie every year. They'll come out and put these little signs in people's yards. They'll get up on TV. They'll say catching stuff. They'll say stuff that like you holding on to. You'll go to work off of that. You'll go to work off of false hope. You'll go to work off a lie. Saying that I gotta make it to the poll, I gotta vote. This how it starts off. This man said something different. He said he gonna do this, he gonna do that. And you've been voting all your life. And I ain't had sense enough to realize that ain't nothing changed. If anything, it gets worse and worse each year. Like you never stop to think that, yo, listen, man, my vote don't even count. I don't even know why I'm voting. Cause you voted off of the thoughts that this right here was gonna happen, like this right here was gonna go down, this was gonna do this, and it didn't. And that was like one of the main reasons that you voted, because you wanted to change. But by you going to vote, by you doing this and you doing that, you forgetting about the Most High. I'm gonna start this over. Psalms 121. Psalms 121 and verse 1. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from which cometh my help. All that trying to go do this, you trying to pick this person, you trying to do this. That's not gathering. That's not gathering. A whole lot of people saying, yo, vote. this right here gonna change it. This right here gonna do this. This right. Voting ain't did nothing for us. Voting has not done nothing for us. Voting has never gathered us together. That's just like marching, never gathered us together. Never really brought us because listen, no matter how many people that have marched, when that march is over, y'all going y'all separate ways. That marching has not done nothing. You ain't got a law implemented. You ain't got nothing changed. Nothing. And they been marching back here years. That marching has not done nothing. It's a lot. That marching has done nothing for us as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Has not done nothing. You would think that all that marching they did, like, yo, somebody would have some type of sympathy. Not the so-called white man. Isaiah 48:22 said, there is no peace. There is no peace unto the wicked, thus saith the Lord. None. And this goes to show you how we depended on other nations. When you look at Lamentations chapter 4 and 17. Lamentations 4 and 17. As for us, our eyes have yet failed, for our vain help. Vain means useless. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. And this right here is like a part of voting. We have voted for people that we thought that was going to come and save us, that was going to bring us back together, that was going to do this, that was going to do this. The only thing they did was fed you lies, told you lies, made it sound good and sweet, made it, talk so good, had you on the edge of your seat. Nothing but a whole bunch of lies. I mean, it was a whole bunch of lies. But we fell for it. We fell for the okie doke. We fell for the okie doke because it goes back to just here, our black preachers, our black politicians, they led us astray too. They never told us the truth. They never told you the truth. Because had they told you the truth, you never would have voted. Your vote would have been for the Most High. You thought that vote was going to bring us together as a people. I think that did was really separated us, really divided us as a people. Go to Matthew 15 and 8. They say, this people draw up nigh unto me with their mouth, like politicians. Christianity. This people draw up nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Yes. These black preachers, they have did a whole new song and dance for years. They have done a whole new song and dance for years. They have not done nothing for the community. They have not bought. They have not went and gathered us as a nation. They have not. But then they quick to tell you that God loves everybody. You should love everybody. I have yet to show you that in the Bible, but they have run to John 3:16 because that is the foundation that the Christianity is built on. So you'll be told that God loves everybody. But how can you be told that when person might turn around and say, "But look at the condition we in. How can God do this to us?" But in Christianity, man, they have a smooth way to spin you, though. They will have a smooth way to spin you. But this right here, Matthew 15:8 is like really referring to, your politicians, black leaders, like Christianity. But when you like going throughout the Bible, like I say, the Most High have sent powerful priests and prophets to come and gather us, because the Most High never turned his back on us. I mean, he never threw us away. He never put us away. As an obedient father, he dealt with us righteously. That ain't no different than your father home. And I'm not picking at nobody when I say that. Okay, maybe somebody don't have a father at home. You know what I'm saying? But still, yet, that manly figure that played a part in your life, whether it was a PE teacher or a little league coach, it was some man that had like a father figure. But when you got out of line, you had a way of discipline you also. And the Most High want what's best for us. He do. He want what is best for us. And the Most High has ordained the ISUPK on the Commander General to go out and gather. And it's even like a few scriptures that show you how Christ, when you look at Matthew chapter 15, and you look at verse 24, and it reads, "But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." He wasn't coming together, no other nation, nothing but Israel. Yahushua came for his people. Yahushua came to gather his people. He did not come for no other nation, none whatsoever. So, go to Psalms. That this right here is a scripture that has been overlooked for centuries. And there's no way that anybody can ever say that the Most High has forgotten about Israel, which he hasn't. The Most High said Israel is the apple of his eye. Psalm 94:14, it say, "For the Lord would not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance." The Most High is a man that he cannot lie. The Most High has love for Israel. The Most High gave sound instruction. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. These are good sound instructions. Commander Junior Hunter, he be all over, gathering his people, fishing, and it's free. And it is free. It don't cost you nothing to go and help your peoples, to go and gather your peoples, to go and gather your peoples. This right here is something that the Most High wants you to do while you gathering your peoples, though. When you look at Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, it say, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God, keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So by you keeping the commandments, man, you know, one of the commandments is was Zephaniah 2 and 1. Gather yourselves together, O nation I desire. So like I said, you're gonna go, you serving the Most High, you're gonna go and gather that nation that's not desired, and that nation is Israel. And there's nothing wrong with saying to your homegirl, there's nothing wrong with saying to your homeboy, listen, man, I've been seeing the ISUPK, I've been seeing them here, I've been seeing them there. Man, let's go see what they're talking about. Let's go sit down. Who knows, the Most High might put a spirit on you, have you coming up in here. And you'll know what it's like to go and gather yourselves together. Because you will see it. And you will be astounded because you will say to yourself, they don't do this in the Christian church. They don't even talk like this in the Christian church. But it's not hard. You just got to have a certain type of love for your people. For some of us, we like to go and give our love to other nations. Like we are so at a place that we do not have love for our own people. We want to go and give our love to other nations, and that is sick. That's crazy. That's insane. And like I said, it's not hard. You just got to have a certain level of compassion. Just got to have a real love for your people. You should want what's best for them, which will make you want to go and gather them. Make you see how they're doing. Man, sis, I thank you for tuning in. Like always, you know, it's powerful class tomorrow. Scriptural breakdown. You know, here in the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. Under Commander Junior Hunter, been established since 1969. Here in the ISUPK, under Commander Junior Hunter, we teach the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people that you are the real Jews according to the Bible. But like I say, there's nothing wrong with gathering your people, but you have to know this here. You can't be under no Stockholm Syndrome. You can't want to help your peoples and then go try to gather a nation that has more than your nation. You don't need to go gather no Rothschild. You don't need to go gather somebody that's living in a mansion. Got 9+ cars. Bank account is crazy. You don't need to go gather them. You need to gather the ones that are in the ghettos, the barrios. You need to gather those that is under affliction, that is under oppression. We need to go gather God's chosen people, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. That's what we need to go gather. Leave the other nations alone. And worry about going and gathering God's chosen people. But with that, I'm gonna give a courtesy salute to my brothers. Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shabbat Barakathon, Salaki. To my sister, Yahweh Shamar, Alathon, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Hey, class dismissed.